Hi everybody and welcome to another by pen and paper streams. We are back in Citizen Sleeper Starward Vector, right where we left off the previous episode, where I need to spend a few dice before we go for dark side, or onto the dark side, or into the dark side, or whatever. Dark side. I'm just gonna grab a few more of these. I don't really need them, but it's still useful. Again, as old players who played this, we wish we could repair the dice, even if it costs more rare components or whatever, or more scrap components again. But that ain't happening. I've done everything I need here. I've got new tasks. Wait for Carmen's message. Complete. Diagnose your frame. Oh, I needed to complete that first. Interesting. Meet cadet, it's get the eyes. Meet cadet, upgrade drive. Get back to dark side. Yeah, kids won't be doing that. I wonder what I completely forgot to open tracking. Like literally, and I'm a dumbass. Again, I completely played the whole episode without moving this all the way up there, which is funny because I keep forgetting and remembering and forgetting and remembering this. Anyway, back to Hollow and then back to somewhere else. No jobs here, no nothing. Yep. He said Greenbelt, so I need to go to Greenbelt. The letters on the right bugged out a bit. Don't know what happened there. Do we have any work here to do? We can buy scrap components or sell processed scrap, buy fuel, that's not gonna be an issue. Not at all. We can work here if I remember well, yeah. Put the signals, or sell Solheim signals. Okay, so now intuition is actually working well. Yay! It was a good choice. Yay. Nothing else to do. Just supplies, food. We've completed everything. I haven't looked at the quest list, nor do I believe that there is like a quest list anywhere. It's mostly like achievement list. But I've done everything I can. Fixed myself, got all of that done. Have one dice that is probably gonna break the first time I get like +1 stress, 1 point, and we can end the cycle here. We can end the cycle, the cycless. We didn't get that many. That sucks. We really didn't get that many fuel. I think I can go. Greenbelt is not that much of an issue, fuel related. I'm getting more mana! And Greenbelt has good food and everything. So yeah, I have an option of just going to Greenbelt, doing stuff, or flying about, checking if there's any other locations, anything I haven't done. But I do believe I've done everything, like everything that can be possibly done for now. I can check some of the listings, but yeah, collected everybody that I can in this run. Did some of the other achievements, tasks. Done. Yeah, get feeding blah blah blah. Okay. Done that. Done that. Done. Kinda. Yep, I think this is it. This is our final stretch. Will I do it in this episode or cut it up in a few? We will see, depending on how nuts I am to stay how late at night. Oh, these dice suck. Fudge. You find yourself in the cockpit alone with Flint. They have a habit of entering a room so silently that you don't notice them arrive, or the reverse, leaving so silently that you turn around to find them gone. Right now, they hover expectantly at the corner of your vision, preparing to speak. Do you ever think about your original? The way they ask the question, you can tell they have been eager to ask it for a while. The person you are emulated from, I mean. The person who sold you, to Essenarp. Flint's expression doesn't betray any emotion, but you feel like you can detect some unknowable feeling whirring behind their eyes. Sometimes I can't stop thinking about them, about who they were, and if who I am has anything to do with them. Flint looks away. Is my personality a product of being a sleeper, or simply a copy of theirs? Have I changed, or am I still identical to them? Does the emulation process, the loss of memory, the insertion into a frame, actually make us totally different people? What came through the process of emulation, and what was blocked? Flint is looking around the cockpit rapidly now, their eyes flickering from object to object as they speak. Are their memories still inside me, but cut off, concealed? And if I admit it, I wonder if I even know what it feels like to be a person. Do the humans around me feel the things I feel? Or do they feel more, feel less, feel somehow differently? Do they feel the creeping claustrophobia of being trapped inside a body with no escape? Flint's eyes flick back to you, or do only we know how that truly feels? You should ask human. I can't answer that. I believe they do. I don't know if it's enough to just believe. Flint meets your eye. I want to know. You are the first sleeper I have met since my escape. We can find out together. Refuse to engage. Share your experiences. There is a wall in you, one that you have built for yourself, one that separates the kind of questions Flint is asking from the parts of you that you need to live. You feel it now, like a weight in your chest, and behind there is a raging torrent pressing against it. You cannot take down the wall, you would drown, but in this moment, for Flint, and for yourself, you take out a single brick. You make a gap in the wall, and you share what comes bursting forth. You talk about what it feels like to wake up in a dying body, to catch a glance of yourself in a mirror, to be seen and reminded of your false and fractured face. You share the pain of lost memories, of fleeting déjà vu, of dreams that slip beneath your waking life and replace it. You find in your broken bodies and unsteady minds a kind of solidarity, one shared between connected strangers who might one cycle understand each other as friends. As you put the brick back in the and shore up your defenses, you know that cycle will not be this one, because of the shit dice, but its distant possibility is a reassuring one. Yeah, this is how we look. Like, this is our sleeper. Simple, to the point, engineering. Any wizards. Next. Wait for Carmen's message. Buy fuel. Okay, I'm not gonna buy fuel. My guys are gonna be scavenging for fuel. We have supplies, and we have nothing else to do here except buy fuel. And in Wheat Chef, buy a meal. I don't know how many cycles do I need to wait, but apparently I'm gonna need to wait a few. The dice are shit, so it just end. Maybe the next cycle will be the cycle Carmen shows up. There he is, or maybe not. We've got a message, Sleeper. Seraphim comes to the bunks to get you. He's more than usually serious. He brings you to the cockpit, his keepsake coin in his hand the whole time, spinning between his fingers. Seraphim is worried. Once you're in the cockpit, you recognize Carmen's voice immediately, playing over the rig speakers. Sleeper, I hope this message finds you and your crew safely. You'll forgive me if I am a little tight on the details. My message is as follows. We are ready. We will be waiting here. We're agreed. Godspeed. The message ends with a click. So, Seraphim takes a deep breath. They are waiting in Greenbelt, the wheat sheaf. He said, whatever that is. You ready for this? Well, I think we're ready. Like as I said, I'm quite sure I've done all the quests. I've upgraded as much as I can. I've gotten all of the stuff that I need. And plenty of extras. Like even raw scrap, processed, everything else. Like I have money to burn. Or to use on different stuff. Like even have goddamn engine components. I have no idea what I'm gonna need engine components for. But I think we are ready. I'm ready. Seraphim nods. Alright then. Quiet falls in the cockpit. There doesn't seem to be much more to say. Carmen will be waiting, but you know he will want you to be prepared. I'll be ready when you are, Slipper. Seraphim nods to you. You nod back. You know where you need to go. To end this. So, basically... this would have ticked over, I think, whichever. Like, even if we blew off or did what. Carmen said to meet him in the wheat shack. All we can do is buy a drink and wait to be called. Again, I'm quite sure I've done everything. Like, there's a few things here, but I've done everything. I've done the stuff at the Spindle. I've done the stuff at Holmes Rock. Wellspring I can't even enter anymore. Flotsam I've done that. Scatter Yards I've done that. I've done pretty much everything. To my knowledge. So let us, I guess, start with this. Buy a drink. Buy a drink. You get Seraphim and yourself a drink. Begin to wait. Buy a drink. Okay. The wheat sheaf is surprisingly welcoming for what was once an old Solheim canteen. The corporate bones are still there. Metal stools, a strip of service windows, sheet metal walls. But over the tens of thousands of cycles since the collapse, they have been softened and changed, layered with the detritus of human existence. As you wait at the bar with Seraphim, you look at the planters welded into the walls, the scrawled messages, the layers of stickers and flyers and posters, the amber light fittings replacing the old fluorescent strips, the gear racks lined with farmers' packs, the netting bulging with crates and canisters, along with the low rumble of conversation coming from the off-shift farmers. It all lends a warmth to the place, one that helps soothe your nerves ahead of the meet with Carmen. You and Seraphim lean side by side at the bar, facing towards the room. You both watch Flint, just across from you, who insisted on coming along. Seraphim clears his throat. What do you think of Candence? The sudden question makes you look over at him, and you see he is playing with his coin, spinning it in his palm. I don't really know her. What do you mean? I like her. Me too. Seraphim smiles to himself, closing his hand on the coin. I think... He pauses, then starts again. We kind of have a... thing. He shakes his head. You know what I mean. I didn't realize. I noticed. Yeah, he smiled. I thought you might. Well, Seraphim sighs and stretches. I guess I just wanted you to know. You are thinking how to respond when the bartender taps you on the shoulder and nods towards the door to the back room. It is time. You look over at Seraphim and Flint, who is already approaching you. You give them a nod and head inside. The back rooms The back room is metal welded and lined with racks of old Solheim tech. You see cookers and auto-wash units piled up with dead terminals and servers. At the far end, a window looks out across the greening grass of Greenbelt's farms. You made it. Carmen smiles, backlit by the window. We have a lot to discuss. Good to see you. Flint, if you don't mind. Carmen nods at the other sleeper as they enter and gestures towards the door. Flint turns to you. I'll be outside. They slide the door shut, standing guard on the other side. We have to take some precautions, even here. Carmen gestures for you to come closer. So, Seraphine sighs. Is this plan of yours looking any more reasonable? That depends on what your crew can bring to the table. Carmen glances at you. We have a pretty awesome crew. We are going to need to do a lot of work to direct the data Ankita gave you towards those that we need to see it. What's those that we need to see it? What do you have in mind? We need to reveal Lane's betrayal to Tsubo and Darkseid, without being discovered in the process. Not an easy task. Ankita can help us. She must. Carmen looks away. Without her, this plan is impossible. Then we make contact with Ankita as soon as we make it to Darkseid. Seraphine looks at you. We just need to stay under Lane's radar. The thought of Lane brings the memory of his attempted takeover to the front of your mind. The feeling of him slipping behind your eyes, moving your frame. That can't happen again. Apologies. We do not wish to interrupt, but we must interject in your current course. Overseer appears in the void, flickering nervously. An encounter with Lane would likely be catastrophic. Overseer's three forms orbit you. As we have mentioned on arrival to Hapbeck, we must immediately seek the mainframe, from where we can recover my codebase and reconstruct ourselves. We would then be able to aid you in your defenses against being rewritten. This is our recommended course. The three heads nod simultaneously and decisively. Still with us, Slipper? You come back to Seraphine's concerned face. You dropped out for a second. Explain about Overseer. You tell Seraphine and Carmen about Overseer, about how the old Solheim protocol slipped into your frame from the prime shipmind Jean Mi used in the diagnostic process. So that is really an important quest. It's funny, like the last quest before the point of no return was the quest that I basically did first. Like after we got off the spindle and all that, which is funny. Of Overseer's protection from Lane's attempts to control you, of its proposal to make that protection effective through the old mainframe on Darkseid. They listen quietly, Seraphine quietly watching you as you explain. Revealing all this, you feel the burden of holding that knowledge alone being lifted. This changes things. Carmen turns and looks out the window at the back of the room, towards the grass canopy of the farms. We can't take on Lane without protecting you from him. Carmen turns back. You should look for the mainframe. I will make contact with Ankita and we'll meet when you are ready. But this has to remain secret from Lane and Utsubo. If you are revealed, I'm not sure I will be able to recover you. By the time you have ensured your safety, I will have put together a plan with Ankita to expose Lane. We take it step by step. The crux will be to find a way to disseminate the data we have on Lane and to his gang, or even Darkseid at large. Carmen stops, the path ahead still unclear to him. There is a nervous intake of breath from Seraphine. You share his apprehension. There are so many variables at play here. Also, I think I have like this thumb drive and another thumb drive from Hexport. Like I have a lot of, world-altering thumb drives. It's like floppy disks in the old hacking movies and all that kind of jazz. Some of the old tech strapped to the nearby rack flickers with a cascade of status lights. You all turn to look, and as you do, motors and servers begin spinning with the machines. Whining and grinding, they harmonize, then begin to produce a voice. Our apologies. The voice is shrill and distorted. We must interpose ourselves. You recognize the tone immediately. Overseer. We are regretful. Solheim hardware in this room provided the opportunity for us to speak for ourselves. If the pile of servers Overseer was controlling could look any more apologetic, imagine they would. Say what you have to say. Say this here. I understand. We are, a server clicks as it skips a rotation, thankful. We ascertain you require dissemination of data within facility. You target. The vine pitches higher as the motors increase their speed. As a Solheim protocol, we have capabilities to instigate station-wide announcements and messaging. So you could blast out lanes betrayal throughout Darkseid's corporate hard lines and flood the network with it? Seraphin looks impatiently at the screeching pile of scrap. If that is what you require of us, we are pleased to serve. The shrill tone of the response makes you cringe. Carmen has been listening silently, but now he interjects. Why would we trust you? He glances in your direction. You seem to be little more than a parasite in the sleeper system. If we use your unflattering analogy, then you will understand that a parasite requires a body of its host to live. The motors stutter. We will ensure the sleeper's continuance. And afterwards? Carmen folds his arms. When you have what you want and regain your codebase from the mainframe, will you still do as we ask? We will endeavor to do so. The acrid smell of burning rotors now fills the room. He's burning out. Jesus. But we will undergo a transformative refactoring. We will become whole again. So we cannot speak to our actions in future with certainty. Seraphin and Carmen exchange concerned looks. We can do what you require. We will protect the sleeper. We will disseminate the data. We are a service protocol. We will serve. The motors and servers stutter and whine and then go still. The status lights blinking and then fading to darkness. Overseer has retreated. We aren't actually going to do what the ghost says, are we? Ghost in a machine. Seraphin looks between you and Carmen. The offer is a tempting one, and one that ultimately we cannot refuse, Carmen sighs, but we must proceed with extreme care and caution. What do you think, Slipper? Seraphin meets your eye. I don't have a choice. I trust Overseer. Seraphin sighs. Then that's that. We have our plan. Carmen turns to you. Sleeper, you and your crew will find the mainframe and access it. I will find Ankita. She will help us disseminate the evidence of Lane's collusions through Utsubo. And then, as a fallback, Overseer will send it through the old networks to all of Darkseid. A simple plan, until you get to the details. Seraphin looks down frustrated. Speaking of plans, I have a present for you. One that will improve our chances. Carmen pulls a small box from the nearest rack, one you hadn't noticed before, and it hinges open, revealing a chunk of tech you don't recognize. It's a spoof transponder. It will conceal your ship on approach to Darkseid. Give it a new identity, one unlikely to draw attention from Utsubo-controlled docking admin. Seraphin takes the transponder and turns it over. Where did you get this? Even retired mercenaries have their secrets. Carmen smiles. Seraphin looks to you. I'll be with you this time, Slipper. He nods. We should think who else we want at the station too. I agree, Carmen interrupts. Make sure you trust those you bring with you, and prepare as best you can. We can't know how this will play out. You nod. You'll get one shot at this. Then we are ready. Carmen takes a breath. I have my own way of getting onto Darkseid, but here. He passes you a small strip of plastic stamped with numbers. My private frequency. When you are on approach to Darkseid, message me here and I will sync up my transit. He points at the transponder in Seraphin's hand. Just make sure to install that first. Seraphin nods. We've got it. He signs, the weight of the task ahead suddenly very apparent. Well, I suppose that's it. Carmen gives you both a serious look. It is, he smiles. Don't leave me waiting long. There will be more time when all this is over. Time when you don't have to keep looking over your shoulder, I hope. You leave Carmen in the back of the wheat shaft, Flint sliding open the door as you leave. It takes the entire journey back to the ship for your nerves to settle. The end of this ordeal is so close, and yet it feels like an impossible leap to get there. Perhaps in a handful of cycles you will know how impossible or possible it is. So, how are we feeling about this Solheim protocol in your head? Seraphin doesn't look up from installing the transponder, a set of wires and cables weaving loosely around him in the low light of the cockpit. Unsettling. Overseer is okay. Glad to hear it, although you'll have to forgive me for being a bit concerned. He begins unscrewing a panel beneath the flight console. Maybe you could have mentioned it earlier. Seraphin clips his magnetic screwdriver to the side of the console's base and turns to face you, dusting off his hands. I have understood for a while now, Sleeper, that there are things you experience that I can't even come close to knowing how they feel. But that doesn't mean I don't understand you as a person. Seraphin gives you a concerned look. I know you're secretive, defensive, and I know there are reasons for that. I also know you are warm and kind, generous to those on this ship with you. Seraphin pauses, collecting his thoughts. I trust you, Sleeper, and I won't question this. I wonder if this changes compared to how you play and how many guys you collect, because I could have not picked up basically anybody except Bliss, I think. And I could have tossed the cat out, I could have, done so many evil, quote-unquote, it's not evil things, it's just maybe selfish or self-centered or like just not mean things, basically the worst part. So I wonder if he would change lines of text here, like, I know you're like pragmatic and, not self-centered, self-reliant, you don't need anybody, but we need together, like, I wonder if that changes depending on, choices, because in things like Mass Effect, Dragon Age and stuff like that, you can easily see where the difference of like interactions would be, because they're so jarringly opposite. But this is like very, kind of grayish, so, and you can't really obviously instantly see, like, there's choices and consequences, they have long-term consequences, so it's not like instant reaction to your choice and then after that it's maybe like a tiny mention sometimes. Even that is rare. Like, there's maybe a few things that like transfer completely over in other games. Not few, a lot, but you know what I mean. So the thing is, I wonder how detailed would this be compared to how I would play like another playthrough. Like, let's say I choose to play another playthrough, but it's gonna be, I fail tasks, like I fail contracts, I fail some of the runs, some characters I don't pick up, or just I, toss them away, stuff like that. Like, I wonder how different would this be. It's not like I'm gonna play another playthrough, absolutely not. This is my story, my singular story. I don't really have the time, but, I wish, like, maybe there's like another playthrough you can watch that is more like the mean version of the Sleeper playthrough. I doubt it. Like, that's kind of, usually people like good endings and good stuff happening. But, there are others who just go to Skyrim and want to kill every NPC possible. Yeah, as you do. Anyway. Yeah, Seraphin pauses, collecting his thoughts. I trust you, Sleeper, and I won't question this. But please, hold on to what's human in you, because that is what I'm holding on to. Seraphin stops, his eyes a little wild, his tone a little unsure. Then he finds himself again, settles his emotions and turns back to the transponder. Right, that's it. He twists something beneath the console. Spoof transponder is in. There is nothing keeping us out of dark side. You exchange a look, say the word, say the word and say the word when you want to go. Okay. I think we are ready to go to dark side. I might think we need cadet on this, like on dark side. And I think I'm gonna, let me just check some stuff. We need to stay here a bit for fuel or not, because I have money. I don't really need to worry about money. I don't know if dark side is like a I hope. I hope the dark side. Jesus, okay, my throat is dying. I need to end this. I hope dark side is just like any other station. Like we just go to it. We just go to it and we start doing things there. Like start doing regular exploring, side quests. As I said, we need to investigate this. We need to crack that, and we need to go and complete this. And there's a bunch of other things that we need to do. The thing is, I think I'm gonna pause it here. This is gonna be a very short episode. I am gonna. Okay, you will either see this as a very short episode, or I will continue and combine it with the last episode, because I think we have one more left. It just depends how long the dark side thing lasts, or might just either, so it's gonna be either cobbled all together, or it's gonna be just this episode, and then the next episode will be fully together and the dark side experience basically. But I think we have one more episode, and I wanna have enough time to sit, play through it all, and experience it all, because not gonna lie, the end of the close to the end of the first game before the DLCs, I almost cried. Well, I kinda cried a little. So I don't want gut punch to be happening at like 3 AM in the morning. I need to be able to sleep. So a bit of a short one, but we are ready. We have the money, I'm literally just gonna buy fuel now. We have the fuel, we have the supplies, we have the team. The team is awesome. That's everybody. And we are basically ready to bounce. We can't even waste any dice here, which is fucking hilarious. And we will be ready to bounce off to dark side next episode. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for sticking around. Do like, subscribe, comment, dance. There is Patreon for support. You can check out this madness live on Twitch/bypenandpaper, or you can check me out live. Well, no, Twitch/bypenandpaper, or you can check me out on YouTube at bypenandpaper for episodes, let's plays, demos, whatever else you do. Till next time, as always, do remember, it's the stories that we play. See ya.